The ashes that made trees bloom. Summary. There was an old couple who were kind to everything. They were childless. The couple had a pet dog named Muko. They loved him dearly as their own kid. One day, the dog led the old man to a spot in the garden and began scratching at the ground. He wanted the man to dig the place. To the man's surprise, he uncovered a pile of gold. The old couple became rich and began to give generously to their neighbors. There was a wicked couple in the neighborhood. They were known for their greed and wickedness. The wicked old man and his wife heard of their good fortune. They tried to get the dog to reveal the source of their wealth. Muku was afraid of them and showed a place under a pine tree with a dead kitten buried in it. The pair became furious and killed Muko brutally. The old man was heartbroken and mourned for his pet. In a dream, the dog spirit told him to make a mortar and a mill from the pine tree that had grown over his grave. The old man followed Muko's instructions and used the mortar and mill to make rice pastry and bean sauce. Magic happened and the dough inside the mortar transformed into gold coins, and each drop of the sauce was changed into gold bits. They became rich again. The bad couple noticed the magic from the window. The next day, they borrowed the mill and the mortar. To their surprise, the pastry and the sausage turned into a foul mass of worms. The enraged couple chopped the mill into pieces to use as firewood. Muko's spirit once again appeared in the good old man's dream. He told him how the evil couple had buried the mill. He asked the old man to sprinkle the ashes of the mill on withered tree and that they would bloom again. The old man followed Muko's instructions again. The magic happened and trees bloomed again. Soon the news spread and a greedy couple gathered ashes to sprinkle on withered tree. The good old man came to know about his lord. The daimyos arrived and wanted to greet him. The officers instructed people to kneel on the procession passed along the way. The good old man climbed a cherry tree carrying ash with him. He threw the ash when the daimyo neared it. The tree bloomed at once and the daimyo was pleased at the magic. He rewarded the good old man with many gifts. The news reached the evil couple. They wanted to perform the same trick. They waited for the procession to come along the way. The wicked old man was waiting for the daimyo to pass through the place. He threw the ashes when the daimyo was right under the tree. The ashes did not do any magic. The procession was spoiled. The evil old man was thrown into ditches and beaten to death. The good old man shared his good fortune with his neighbors, but the wicked old man and his wife perished. The old man and his wife, however, lived happily ever after. Poem Chivi. Summary. This poem is about the things grown-ups tell children to do and not to do. It lists things that parents and elders compel children to do. The poem talks about how they direct children to sit or stand according to their wish. In the poem, the poet lists things that children are made to do by grown-ups. The poet says they ask children to speak up. not to talk with food in their mouths. They say it is not acceptable to stare, pick nose, or point fingers. Elders and parents order children to sit up. Say please, make less noise. Children are taught to use polite words and follow social etiquette. They stress on children shutting doors behind them, not dragging their feet, having a hanky, taking their hands out of their pockets. Parents and elders command children to pull up their socks, stand up straight, say thank you and not to interrupt. They tell children to take their elbows off the table. They try to prepare children to follow the social property. They finally tell their children to be independent and take their own decision. It is an ironic situation. Grown-ups want children to follow their commands and wishes and at the same time ask them to be independent in taking decisions.